We are headed west and we are just about on the property. We're going to be taking a look at Tract 14. Very pretty property. And the map is showing that we're on the property. We're on Tract 14. So we came in at the entrance. We went past 14 and did some other stuff, and now we're headed kind of back, I guess, toward the entrance. So we're coming in from the back side, I guess you could say, of 14. We just entered about the southeast part of the property. So looking kind of northwesterly, this is the road that goes back toward the entrance. And then if we were to go left, go southwest on that little spur road, that would go to a couple of other tracts. So this is beautiful. So basically everything we're looking at right now is on Tract 14. Some nice big timber. This has this kind of main road which gives you access. It goes through the property diagonally and gives you good access to quite a bit of the property, which is good to see. The notes here are showing that this was going to be sold as either 2 or 3 tracts. So the portion kind of lying northeasterly of the road, and then the portion lying westerly of the road. What they decided to do in the end was go ahead and put the tracts together and let one person have all the tracts, and have both sides of the roadways, which I think is great. That's always my recommendation on how to do things, I guess. I know where I live, if I had the opportunity to have both sides of the road, I would love that. As it is, I don't. Most people don't, but in this case, you would. So, topo map is showing that from where we are, looking kind of northerly of the road, got a fairly level area. If you look kind of southerly, it's going to slope down into a valley. Let's go up just a little further and we'll park and have a quick look here. It is so peaceful out here and so private. We've seen so many different types, so many different tree types on the property, on all these tracks, but this one seems to have some very big trees. We've seen walnut, black walnut, we've seen hickory, pecan trees, red oak and white oak, of course. So here, right by the road, we've got some very young oak trees. I think that's because this trail, this road, at one point, it looks like it extended another probably 8 or 10 feet in each direction. Not sure why. It could have been an old county road, who knows. And so these younger trees grew up somewhat recently, but let's see if we can't get back a few feet. See if that changes things. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. So we get back in just a few feet, and it's more like what I had expected. So this is, we still have some young timber for sure, but not this kind of brushy stuff like right up by the road. This is more a mixture of mature timber and then 10, 15-year-old trees. But this is certainly not what I would call brushy. You can walk right through this. We've got what looks like kind of a slight downward slope, and it gets more sloped as you go further back. We've obviously got, that's not a walnut, is that a chestnut maybe, or a hickory nut, I guess. There are nut trees all over the place. I mean, the squirrels and the deer out here are happy all the time. I guess the squirrels like the acorns from the oak trees. The squirrels, well, they like them too, but the deer like the acorns the most. Heavily wooded property. I really want to take another look at the topo map, because this does seem to lay more nicely than most of the tracts out here. Part of it depends on what you want to do. If it's a property that you'll only use for hunting and recreation, then your biggest concern might be one nice spot for camping and a nice view. Or if it's a property that, you know, eventually you may want to build a cabin on, then odds are you want more of a level area, unless you want a cabin that has a walkout style, and then you want a sloped area, etc., etc. But okay, 14. So where we are, where we just walked, the topo map is showing very similar to what we just saw. It slopes down somewhat as you move away from the road, and then once you get further from the road, it slopes down more steeply. And actually the northeast corner of the property, way back there, is kind of the start of a little valley. So this could be a good one. If you were to punch in a trail or a driveway, you know, get 100, 150 feet or whatever off the road, you'd be very private, and then you could potentially have a level site and still have a view off to that north and the east with the way that the ground slopes. Over here on the west side of the road, could maybe do a similar thing. It just depends on how accurate the topo is, but it shows that it stays fairly level for, you know, 100 feet or more, and then starts to slope down more steeply. Topo maps do the best they can, and sometimes they're extremely accurate, but they're not really designed to give an exact description of the property. I mean, some are, but the kind that we have access to are not. But they do a good job showing more than just a general look at the property. It's getting late in the summer. A few of the leaves are starting to go red on us, reds and browns, but not too many. We saw that some walnut trees were losing their leaves this morning, and they're the first, generally in our experience, they're the first ones in the Ozarks to start to really lose their leaves. So now we're more toward the northwest corner of the property. Loving this nice wide trail system here. But yeah, go ahead and check out the listing page if you're not already there. We'll have other maps. For sure we'll have a drone video. And those can be really helpful. And we'll have other information. The White River is, I believe, about a half-mile that way. It's very close, which is fantastic as well. Swimming, fishing, all that good stuff. But there you have it. There's a quick look at Tract 14. If you have any questions, please let us know.